52. Thank you very much for joining me. We will now, well, this is a very appropriate, if I don't say this enough, there's always this interesting synchronicities between the topics of meditation and then whatever, meditation and current events and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate today is number 52 if I had been doing it every day in order, but it is not. However, I will now presently and proudly announce that I will be doing Daunting Energy Presents on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30. So I'll be updating on my posts and broadcasts and all that kind of stuff relating to that. But just so we now know, and moving forward, Daunting Energy Presents will be Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30. So let's go ahead. Oh, and so yeah, Daunting Energy Presents is approximately 20 minutes long. It consists of a brief introduction, which is expressive movement that kind of gets you grounded in the present moment. Then we'll have a brief topic of discussion, and then a guided meditation. Finally, we'll do some parting words of wisdom, and then we'll be on our way. So let's go ahead and get started with our tune in and tune up, which is any form of expressive movement you may would like. Well, we introduce today's topic of discussion. Ignore. May I allow ignore? May I understand ignore? And finally, may I let go of ignore? Lovely. And now a moment of silence, or perhaps an opportunity to set an intention, which is a purpose for the practice. And also this valuable reminder, the real meditation is how you live your life. Some potentially wise words of John Kabat-Zinn. So we'll seal in this intention with a deep breath in. Long breath out. Lovely. Let's get started. Ignore. What is ignore? One definition for ignore is to refuse to notice. So sometimes when we're saying we're ignoring something, we're refusing to notice it. Another way we mean ignore, which is similar, but is to disregard intentionally. So this has an intentional component. That could be what we're meaning when we say ignore. Another way is to fail to consider. We could be ignoring something by failing to consider it, similar to refusing to notice. And lastly, we could ignore something by rejecting it as groundless. This is similar to like in a court of law or something like that. But we could also, kind of apply that to ignore in general, to reject as groundless. Some good definitions of ignore. Why do we care about ignore? Well, for one, we're ignorant about what we're ignorant, or we ignore what we're ignorant about, and there's something powerful about that. It provides an opportunity for insight, understanding, broad new horizons, global thoughts. And really, quite importantly, is ignore and ignorance is a universalizer. Everyone, every being of conscious thought has things or concepts or broad whatevers that they're ignorant to or they ignore. And when we start to kind of settle into that perspective and understand that, we actually come and have a state of ignorance inherent to our being, maybe we can start to approach things with more openness and humility. So how? How do we learn more about ignore? Awareness, awareness, awareness. Can't emphasize that enough. Awareness. And then investigation, curiosity, playfulness, getting into insights or reflection. Yeah. And then, whatever you find, acceptance, allowance, appreciation for what is. All these ways are great ways to learn more about ignore and ignorance. Most often, what I don't know will have a vastly greater bearing on my life than what I do know. Craig de Lozenbrock. I looked him up. He's some licensed counselor. But I like the words. I think if there's truth to them, then there's vast and powerful truth. Lovely. So let's get settled into our ignore meditation. So find yourself into a comfortable meditative position, whatever that means for you. Your position or posture in meditation may be the object of your meditation. Let's first begin by paying attention or lending attention to our senses. Starting with our visual fields, seeing the world around us. Next, attending to our sounds and our reality, hearing near and far and in between. Next, touching, feeling, perhaps our skin, our hair, our points of contact. And next, smelling. Smelling as many smells as we can smell. And now, tasting. Allowing, accepting, and appreciating whatever we are tasting in our mouth in this very moment. Now let us orient ourselves in space, our proprioception. And finally turning inward, our interoception. As we continue to turn inward, now may be a good opportunity to gently close your eyes, or perhaps a gentle, soft, fixed gaze. And we'll first begin with a foundation of the breath. Breathe in. No right or wrong ways to breathe. Simply breathing at your own pace. Perhaps noticing the parts of breath. The in-breath, the out-breath. Perhaps a moment of stillness. And feel the areas of breath. The head, the chest, the belly. Soft, gentle belly breathing. expanding the belly out in all 360 degrees. Now, perhaps noticing wherever we feel the breath the most. And then expanding our awareness to the wholeness of breath. Start and finish. Continuous. We breathe in. Returning to the breath whenever our mind wanders. Good. And now, let us introduce into our conscious awareness, ignore for you. There is no right ignore or wrong ignore. Simply ignore. And now, gently guiding your attention back to the breath, feeling the sensations and experiences of the body breathing. We'll continue to expand our awareness from our breath to throughout our bodies. Perhaps doing a brief body scan now, starting with your head, forehead, your brows, your eyes, your ears, your nose, and your mouth. Feeling the tongue, and the jaw, and upper neck, lower neck. Feeling your upper shoulders, coming to your upper arms, elbows, forearms, hands, and fingertips. All the way back up your arms, feeling your upper back and chest, mid-back and ribs, lower back, pelvis, legs, knees, ankles, feet, toes, feeling from your head to your toes as much as you are able. Feeling the energy flow from your head to your toes, continuously cycling. Energy flowing. And if perhaps we're noting any areas of particular sensation or experience, turning towards those areas now with an allowance, an acceptance, and an appreciation. And now, directing our attention to someplace in our body where we're feeling nothing at all. And we'll continue to expand our conscious awareness from the physical feelings of our body to any and all feelings, all the complexity of emotions and human experience, opening, allowing, accepting, and appreciating whatever we are feeling in this very moment. And now, I would like us to reintroduce to conscious awareness, ignore for you. And this time, I would like you to feel ignore. Feel into ignore, feel to ignore, feel through ignore. Feel all the feelings of ignore. And let us take a moment to recognize how our feelings have changed and how that has influenced our conscious reality. Now let's engage with the mind. Let us begin by greeting mind. Greeting mind like an old friend. And we'll begin by observing mind. Any and all characteristics of mind. Any weight of mind. Any movements of mind. Any volume of mind. Warmth of mind. Any and all characteristics of mind you may be able to observe. How do we observe mind? And now, using mind, I would like you to bring to mind, in the greatest detail possible, ignore for you. I want you to create ignore. Visualize all the details. Imagine anything imaginable about ignore. And we may start with this ignore for you and continue to expand to all the ignore in all of the universe. All of the ignore and all of the ignorance in all of the universe. Infinite, interconnected, complex, and unified under a one true nature of being ignored. Good. And now, just as we have brought ignore to conscious awareness a few times, let us now let ignore fade to nothing. Ignore to nothing. To nothing. And we'll begin wrapping up this practice with a loving kindness practice. We'll first begin by warming up our loving kindness engines. And loving kindness is a personal expression in any way, shape, or form. So we'll first bring into conscious awareness an object we connect with very easily and very effortlessly, and offering it loving kindness. And next, bringing ourselves to conscious awareness, showering ourselves inside and out with loving kindness. And now, bringing to conscious awareness someone who has helped you recently and offering them loving kindness. And now, bringing to conscious awareness an individual or situation in which you know is having difficulty or a challenge, and offering that loving kindness. And now, bringing to conscious awareness some you connect with very deeply and very profoundly, and offering them loving kindness. And now, taking and giving yourself the gratitude challenge, bringing to mind one person who has, or group, whatever, bringing to mind someone or something or a group or whatever that has influenced your life in some way that you would not else otherwise take a moment to offer love and kindness for. Loving kindness. Yeah, the more the merrier. And as we begin to conclude this practice, may we remind ourselves that a plethora of experiences may have arisen throughout the totality of this practice and life and all of our experiences. May we continue to turn towards those experiences with an allowance, an acceptance, and an appreciation, and due diligence and effort to see life as it is. And as we gently return our conscious awareness to our surroundings, and our spaces, and our bodies, and our breath, finding some gentle movement, may we thank ourselves for taking the time to honor ourselves in the present moment. Thank you. And now, for some parting wisdom. Gosu said, "When you meet a Zen master on the road, you cannot talk to him, you cannot face him with silence. But what are you going to do?" Good question. There's an additional commentary called Mumu's comment, and I think I'll read that as well. "In such a case, if you can answer him intimately, your realization will be beautiful, but if you cannot, you should look about him without saying anything. Meeting a Zen master on the road, face him neither with words nor silence. Give him an uppercut, and you will be called one who understands Zen." Haha, I like the commentary. Lovely. So thank you all for tuning in to Daunting Energy Presents. As I said, we will now be streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30. I look forward to seeing you all there regularly and tuning in whenever or whatever. If you got anything out of this, please thinking about commenting, liking, or sharing this video. My goal, our goal, is to connect with as many people as humanly possible. So literally anything you do helps towards that goal. Again, much love and appreciation and thanks as always. Best ventures. And I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Adios.